Rapid changes in the global environment have created a deep need for governments to be more proactive in their preparations for developments stemming from climate changes. In Nigeria, environmentalists are creating awareness through the media to ensure the nation is not endangered by climate change. Jacqueline Ogoh has more from Lagos.
Climate-induced disasters appear inevitable. They often cause the loss of life, livelihood, and a major problem with food security. In Lagos State, there are many threatening dimensions to the issue of climate change. The topography of the state is not favorable to climate change because it is surrounded by water on all sides. And whenever there is a rise in ocean tides, many homes become flooded. Coastal dwellers and residents in flood-prone areas often put up stiff resistance to the suggestion of relocation because of the assumption that the government is systematically looking for ways to acquire the ancestral land. But some environmentalists say if the government provided a better alternative for them, they would probably not resist.
Government, so to say now, is looking more at issues of responding to disaster. And the response is often at the end of the occurrence, not before. People can be relocated from a particular risky area before the occurrence of the disaster.
But an official from Nigeria's Emergency Management Agency says that people are still opposing interventions being made by the government based on traditional sentiments.
Humanitarian imperatives state that you cannot take people to where they don't want to live. It's only when they are willing. And in the Southwest, their culture is different. Anybody living in temporary house or shelter, temporary shelter, his extended family will see it as an insult upon them. So that's why mostly you don't see camps, IDP camps, in some of the states or disaster scene.
Experts say the importance of an effective warning system in the country should not be underplayed by the government. They say a prompt and effective response to disaster indicators would save a lot of damage. They also advise that information about climate changes must be simple enough for everyone to understand, including citizens in remote villages who often have little or no education.
It's not about technical terms. It's about ensuring that information is passed. For example, when we talk about early warning, developing outputs of early warning, you develop 10-page papers, and you want to go and give it to a traditional ruler that perhaps has not gone to school too much to read and understand. That is counterproductive. Why don't you make your information available to him in a way that he can understand and be able to pass across to other people?
Some environmentalists say Nigerians must become more safety conscious and demand better protection of their lives and property from the government.
Our attitude towards safety is still poor, and we need to build a lot of that. We have a situation where people spend several hundreds of millions to build beautiful houses, estates, and they do not put in place simple safety precautions. We have people buying cars that are very expensive, and they can't just afford to put a fire extinguisher. These are issues for us. Many of us know we know a lot of music, a lot of numbers that are not so relevant, but our emergency response office numbers, many of us do not have them offhand.
As the Lagos State government finds effective solutions to its environmental challenges, experts say serious steps must be taken to enlighten residents on the risk linked to throwing their solid waste into drains, burning waste or bush indiscriminately, felling trees and building in flood-prone areas. Nigeria's Meteorological Service has identified Lagos as one of the states in the country which would experience heavy flooding this year. And so far, many coastal dwellers have been displaced by raging sea storms. Currently, in several northern Nigerian states and a few in the eastern axis, hundreds of thousands of people have been displaced by heavy flooding, and the government is scrambling to curb an unfolding humanitarian crisis. From Lagos, Jacqueline Ogoh reporting for VOA News.